Welcome back to A Car Is Reborn. I'm restoring a 1965 Series 1 Jaguar E-Type Roadster. Now, the bodywork has been completely stripped, but before it went there, this is what it looked like. Quite nice, actually. But when we started to take it to bits before it went to the strippers, started finding a bit of rot. Well, it's a 1965 car, you'd expect that. But when we took that one off, underneath it was still the original sill. Not very nice. And we cut off the end bit and we suddenly realised it had double panels on. The car was wider than it should have been. So we started to get some clues that this car was not as tidy as we thought it was. Now, Steve, mate, Steve is the panel man supremo who's going to help me rebuild this, but he hasn't actually seen it since he's come back from the strippers. You can now take the bucket off. Have a look at this. Come down here. Come, I want to show you this bit first.
Can I put this bucket down over
put
here?
the bucket down.
I'm feeling a bit heavy-headed here,
well, you can always throw up in it if you need to. Now, look. Not very good, mate. So what about this floor?
Inside panels have been made up and plopped on top and brazed up. A real old bodge there, but from underneath, obviously, it's all the ribs are still there. As it should be, so obviously a lot of the repair work has been done from inside on top of. It's peppered through here. We'll take the whole floor out, cross member off, and put a whole new floor in.
This is starting to be quite major, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I know we were worried originally about this buckling and stuff that was there.
Yeah, it's obviously been in a previous accident. That can all be hammered out, but the bulkhead itself is in good condition.
I mean, I thought it was going to be a big job, this, but I didn't think it was going to be this big job.
It's going to be a big job, this one. Yeah, there's a good few weeks metal work here.
Right. Can we have a look underneath? Can we spin it a bit and just see what's underneath?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now tilting this is actually quite easy. And tilt. Thank you very much. Excellent, Steve. Now. This is all rotten as a peach.
The inner sill is corroded along the base there.
What amazes me is when we were looking under this originally and it was on the ramp, you had all these detail points here of like your jacking points and some of these struts and stuff. But actually, look, because it was all covered in underseal, it looked all right. And then I was going and banging it with tools and stuff, and it didn't go through.
Everything looked intact and it looked fine. But what's behind all that underseal and seam sealer? You never know.
Please find me a good bit on here that kind of boosts my morale a little bit.
Bulkhead's good, pillars are all good, and the rear chassis section where the rear cage bolts to, that's all solid, all in good condition, all the inside there.
Would it cost a fortune to get a new tub then?
Yeah, it's going to be more economical to repair this one. Basically, what you're looking at, all the outer panels, new rear wings, new outer seals, repair the inner seals, complete new floors.
I'm going to run out of fingers, mate.
And all the little closing panels and that, renewal then.
He was so confident that this car was going to need major rebuilding. He's already ordered bits. We've already got new parts, look. So this is a sill.
Yeah. Oh.
And then we've got here a brand new floor for one side, for this side, so that'll go in underneath.
Yeah, that's going to be
like that. Right, so what is the first job?
Start cutting away one side only, chopping away the floor, and start cutting away some of this grot out, and we just bin it and start putting the new panels in, getting them positioned and welding them in.
So, what are we waiting for? The bit I'm making is this door bottom here, which did fit in there like that, which obviously I've cut out, so that's useful to keep as a kind of memory jogger for what you're making. But the front end is actually wider than the back end here, so it's almost going to be like a tapered piece of metal here and then the bends to make the flanges on the edge. So a bit of measuring first. Welcome to the bending room! Pete, mate, I can't see anything. Switch the light on. Thank you very much. Excellent. Now, the bending machine is actually very straightforward. All it is a big clamp, which is this bit down here, operated by this lever, and I slide my bit of metal in, making very sure that I don't drop this thing on my fingers. Now, you clamp it by pressing that forward like that, and all that happens is you pull on this lever, and this enormous metal plate here hinges exactly on that line, so you get a perfect bend. So all you do is now pull this up, and it needs to be a little bit more than 90 degrees, this bend, because the door is not exactly square. So to about there, like that. Then take it out, and there is my first bend. Alright, so that's the wire coming out the middle.
That's the wire coming out the gun there, you see? You can hear the gas there. And it's actually a fusion welding process we're going to be doing here.
Right.
Right, I've just got a nice tack down the bottom there just to hold it nice and square before I weld it. Right, that's that done.
Time to take this particular bull by the horns. How does this come off, mate?
That's it. Grab it by the horns.
No, that's heavy.
That's it.
Ugh, that's incredible weight.
Well,
how does it all work?
It's quite balanced. It's this particular spot welding station is air operated, so you've got just a lightweight trigger there that will clamp the jaws up and clamp the metals up.
Right.
And then the second stage on the trigger is your spot weld. A current's passed through the tips, through the two thicknesses of metal, and a weld current is passed through, and that'll cause a resistance weld.
Right, so effectively you're like just gluing the metal together.
It's actually arcing them together in one set point.
All right, so this is something that I can have a crack at.
You can have a crack at this, yeah.
All right.
Straight line there, nothing dramatic. This car seems to handle quite well. How long have you had the car?
27 years.
Have you had it since new?
Yes.
Now under the bonnet, what type of engine do we have here? What size is it?
It's a 2 litre. It's a 150 brake horsepower twin overhead cam. Gearbox is 4-speed.
And what do you reckon the top speed of the car would be?
Well, I have had it over 100 miles an hour, but it is capable of doing 123 according to the book.
And back in '72, that makes it a very fast saloon car indeed. Braking, down one gear. We're turning it in, powering, clipping the curb, just a slight slide, but it's okay. We've got the power still on, clipping the curb through the damp patch, and the car's lovely. We're braking, a wee bit long on the pedal there. Out wide, using all the road. A wee bit understeer, back and oversteer, and straightened out. We're into Butchers, up towards the chicane. I like the corners at Knockhill, they're blind, they're exciting, you can't see what's coming out. Great job a facility like this. You're allowed to take your aggression out. It's legal, it's safe, there's no one coming the other way. For a car in 1972, it's handling remarkably well. You must be pleased with it.
I am indeed.
Now's the time to mark. The car looks great. It's classic Italian styling, all round a great wee car.
Very very pleased with that door. First bit of metalwork I've done in a restoration, and I loved it. Just time now, though, to chop off this wing, because two words come to mind when you look at this wing. One is rotten, the other is pay. It's got to go, we've got a new one to put in place. Now I'm going to cut it off with a combination of using a small grinder, this tool, which is fantastic, and also an oscillating saw that's air driven as well to chop out round the curves and down here. So here goes. Lovely jubbly, now the saw. Should come off. Ta-da! Fantastic. Ooh, look at that. A bit of filler or sealer or something that's in there. Well, that's it for now. Join me next time when I'll be doing a bit of a lead loading and some panel beating. Ta-ra.